So Chet, describe that other pivotal moment when you were out there alone in the wilderness, bro, stewing in your own thoughts.
Yeah, so like I said, like after I just snapped and I was no longer being compliant, I was just basically just like full of rage. And one day they're like, hey, we're gonna do something different today. And I'm like, oh, really? What are we gonna do? And they're like, we're gonna go on a hike. And I'm like, oh, really? A hike? That's different? That all we do is hike? And they're like, no, we're gonna go on a day hike, so you don't need to bring your pack. We're just gonna hike to the top of this mountain. And there was like very few mountains in this area. It's all just the desert. There's not much to look at. It's not picturesque, it's just like tree, shrub, dirt, that's it. So we hiked to the top of this mountain, and as we're hiking up the mountain, I'm just like so pissed off. And like it's like each step I'm taking, I'm just getting angrier. I was just at my wit's end. And when we get to the top of the mountain, they say, okay, now you can break off and like have lunch and whatever. So I actually just took a second. Everyone kind of just sat down and started eating, but I like took a second just to look at this view because, we've been living in this desert for months, but I've never actually seen it from, high up. So I looked at this view and it was just absolutely incredible. And I started just getting this like weird feeling. So I went and I didn't go with the group. I just went and sat on the edge of this cliff and just sat down and was just looking out at this view. And as I was looking out on it, it like struck me that this was like one of the most miraculous things I'd ever seen, because for as far as I could see, at 360 degrees, there wasn't a single, imprint of humanity or civilization. I mean, you're so remote. There's not a road or a cabin or a truck or like a little fucking box like for hiking donations. I mean, you are out there in just pure, vast, empty wilderness. And I realized I had never even seen anything like this before, in just absolute silence, And I was just hit by this wave of emotion that was so powerful. It was the most powerful feeling I had ever experienced ever in that point of my life. And the emotion, it was like beyond words, but like the best way I could describe it, it was like feeling every emotion at once.